Hey, this is Dr. Sean over at Natural BodyWorks, and because of popular request, we're going to go into more rib stuff. So we did costochondritis on the back side. That was a rib that attaches to the spine, as we would see. I don't know if you can see that one over here. So this would be the front, this is the back, this is the rib that comes around and it attaches to the spine in two areas. One on the body of the vertebra and then back on the transverse process. But forget about that because that's the old stuff. This is the new stuff. So here we have a couple different drawings. One, we have a slice away view, cutaway view of a rib itself. You can see there's the bone marrow is right through here, and then we have, this is muscle, the pink stuff, all the way up and down through there. And then inside you'll have a vein, artery, and nerve. And one of the things that can happen is if the ribs that should be like stacked like this get squished or moved or angulated in some weird way because you slept wrong, because you moved wrong. Actually, one of the worst times I've ever had with a rib being out of place was adjusting the shower head in the shower, and rib went out, and it went all the way from the front all the way around to the back. Now, if it's on the left side, a lot of people think it's a heart attack, and that's good to get checked out anyway, just in case. But we're going to assume that you've already had that checked out, or you know it's not a rib, because if you push on it, oh, that's where it's going to hurt, or it's going to feel better because you're pushing on that set of muscles. So if we look at this diagram over here, I've kind of labeled some of this stuff. We have the clavicles on the side. This is looking straight at the front. So here's the manubrium, which is this part right here. There's a section that connects to the sternum. The sternal body is down this side here. Right there is the sternum, and I didn't complete the rest because there's a lot of drawing. And I just wanted to get through these first few ribs up through here. So you see rib 1, and the blue parts here, that's the cartilage. So costo, rib, chondro, cartilage, itis, inflammation, costochondritis, inflammation of the rib, or inflammation of the rib cartilage, I should say. Now, if you look at these, we have the first 5 ribs, or what are called true ribs. They're attached directly from the spine all the way around to this cartilage that each one has its very own attachment to the sternum. Now you get what's called the false ribs after that, and then the floating ribs are the last 2 in the back. But you have these next 7 down here, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those guys, those are on the back side. Okay, or not on the back side. They share cartilage that goes to the sternum again, as you can see right through here. So, in between each one of these, like this pink stuff here, and each one of these guys is meat. You have a couple different layers. There's an external and internal, what are they called? Rib muscles, intercostal muscles, that's what they're called. So anyway, there's a couple different layers of those, and those help you expand the chest and change the chest and move things around a little bit. They're accessory muscles for breathing, as opposed to the diaphragm, which is the primary muscle, which goes underneath here. Now, if the rib gets out of place, you can feel it up here in the chest, right along the edges of the sternum. Now, there's little nerves that come out through there as well. So there's where you can feel some of the irritation. And there's also acupuncture points all up and down here, from the kidney meridian and a couple other meridians. The conception vessel right down the middle here. There's some very powerful points on those, and you can use those. Now, we're going to assume that a rib hurts, say, whichever side, pick whatever side, and it hurts more when you lean back. If it hurts more when you lean back, that means it usually is rolled forward. So what you can do is put your thumb underneath the section. You're going to be able to feel the little divots in the chest right in through here. You'll be able to feel it in between the ribs, and it'll be tender in many of those places, and those are good to work out. And remember, if you looked at my other video on panic attacks, there's those points right through here you can work on and loosen that up to help with the sympathetic nervous system. It helps calm down things, loosen up the chest, so you can breathe a little better, etc. So if this feels like it's gone down, and when you lean back, it would hurt more. If you lean forward, it hurts more. It's probably gone up. Okay, that's just, we're using some biomechanics and some basic structure. That's all it is. Okay, we're trying to use some basic stuff, but reconnect it all in here. So to get it from the front, you've already seen how to do it from the back. Look at the video on the tennis balls that I have, the 2 tennis balls and a sock. You can use those. You can have someone help you with that. You can roll around on those kind of thing. But here's what I do. I take my thumb like this, and let's say it's that rib right in through here, right underneath there. What I do is I'll roll over and push it up and back. Okay, so I'm pushing it straight back with the opposite hand. So it's this side rib, this is my left side rib comes around. Let's say this is going to be rib 3. Okay, right here. So I put my thumb right underneath that sucker. Right underneath there, push it up and out that way a little bit, and then roll my shoulder all the way around. Really get it to roll, and roll it a couple times. It may click. If it clicks, you're getting that cartilage, some of this in here, to realign. Okay, it shouldn't be too far out. If someone punched you or something like that, or you fell and landed on something, well, of course, that's going to be a problem, and you have some bruising to deal with, some contusion, which is the same thing, and some other stuff to deal with. So don't worry too much about that. Put an ice pack on it, if that helps it at all. Other things you can do is if you're moving away and it hurts, or moving towards and it hurts, that'll also tell you a little bit about which one it is. And you can feel, if you feel that down through the ribs, you can feel these areas, and one is like more thick than the next one down. That means that it's been opened up. And you'll be able to find it. You just got to kind of palpate around. Don't be afraid to palpate around. You're not going to hurt anything. If you also notice these, I don't have a good I didn't draw it totally correctly, but the ribs, they come down at a good angle, and then they travel way back up. So they come from here, they travel across, and then up into the back. Okay, so they travel at a different kind of angle. They don't just go straight across. So you'll be able to palpate that and feel that. Now, if it's underneath the breast and stuff like that, of course you want to do your breast exam. You want to check for things like lumps and sore spots and stuff. Don't freak out about them yet. Just, if they're movable, you should be okay. Go get them checked out. It's always a good idea anyway. But if you don't, and you're feeling like, wow, that's inside the rib, try these tricks. You can even do a little bit of just trigger point work inside between those ribs, along those muscles. As you get back into this area and through here, you'll definitely have some tenderness in through there. That's a different whole set of muscles for the shoulder. Shoulder and ribs have a lot to do with each other. Ribs are pretty stable generally. Shoulder, pretty dynamic. It can move around quite a bit. So think about that. Try that little trick. Just kind of push up on it and rotate your chest around. Sometimes it'll click, sometimes it won't. You can even try, if you really want to get crazy, use that tennis ball, put it underneath here and lay face down on it and try to roll around. See if that might help too. You're not going to really hurt it. You're probably not going to break one, unless you have something else going on, like osteoporosis really bad, or you've been really, really sick for a long, long time, or something like that. But in general, ribs go out of place. It's not a big deal. You get costochondritis, which is inflammation of the rib cartilage. You get muscle inflammation, muscle spasm. It'll hurt, it'll ache, it'll take your breath away. And one of the reasons it's taking your breath away is because that nerve that we showed up here, where's that? Right up in there. That nerve that comes all the way back around the rib goes up, and it can just stop everything. It's trying to tell your body, whoa, something's wrong. Seize up real quick, and it'll do that for you. You don't want it to do it for you all the time, but it does it. So anyway, this is Dr. Sean over at Natural BodyWorks. This is just a couple-minute video on costochondritis, the front side. And try that trick. Other things you can do is just general stretching. Open up that back, getting the shoulder blades behind you, really stretching it and breathing into this area. Doing a lot of chest breathing is okay. Some yoga stretches, like if you do like baby's pose, which is like laying forward, on your knees, and put your hands out in front of you, and then walk them over to the 1 o'clock position, and then back to the 12 o'clock position. I'll try to do a diagram of that, or maybe do another video of that later, because it's a really good one to get the whole spine to start to move and stretch in different ways. And each time you stretch to the side, we're opening up the ribs on this side. They're spreading apart, and the ones on this side are collapsing together. Now that can give you some diagnostic stuff too, is like, where's it at? Like, you just lean towards it, it hurts. Oh, that's because those are already too close. Okay, and you're cramming down on that nerve. So anyway, this is Dr. Sean over at Natural BodyWorks. Hope you guys have a good one. Comment and share, please, and tell your friends, and like the video, and subscribe to the video. And you can go on our website, or you can go on Facebook, and you can message me from there too. Someone just did that, so this is for you guys. Hope you guys are good. Take care. Bye.